This woman behind me is the first Black couturier in American history, and her name was Anne Lowe. Anne Lowe was born on December 14th, 1898 in Clayton, Alabama, to a mother who was a seamstress. By the age of 6, she learned how to sew, and by the age of 10, she already knew how to create her own patterns and design based on those patterns. Anne was married at the age of about 16 or 17, and soon thereafter, she had her only son. But that didn't stop her from following her dreams and pursuing it. In 1917, she would later go on to relocate to New York and attend the S.T. Taylor School of Design. But when she went to attend the S.T. Taylor School of Design, the administrators of the school were not quite pleased with her appearance and actually segregated her from the main class population. But that didn't bother her much because her work was so far superior to a lot of her cohort, and she ended up actually graduating early from the program. Following graduation from the program, she would end up relocating back to Florida to open up the Ann Cone Boutique, which would later close in 1928 when she would decide to relocate back to New York City to try her hand in the market again. But the Great Depression had hit, and as a result, she had to turn to working with other brands such as Chez Sonia and Sonia Gowns. In 1947, Olivia de Havilland won the Best Actress Academy Award, and she wore this dress pictured behind me, and guess who designed it? It was none other than Anne Lowe herself. Anne Lowe actually did a hand-painted design on the dress, and the dress became a hit, and Sonia Gowns gained much acclaim for it. But many people didn't know that Anne Lowe designed the dress back when it was first designed. But notwithstanding this, Anne Lowe continued to persist, and throughout the late 1940s into the 1950s, she would act as a reporter, going to Paris Fashion Week multiple times to report with the New York Age, a Black newspaper that focused on culture, art, and also fashion at the time. But it culminated in her opening her own business, Anne Lowe Incorporated, in 1950. And in 1950, when she opened her business, originally she had a different set of partnerships, but her son later came on as a business partner and a bookkeeper in the 1953 season. But 1953 was big for another reason. 1953 was big because Jacqueline Bouvier would marry Senator John F. Kennedy, and Jacqueline Bouvier wore Anne Lowe's final business venture would open in 1968, and it would be the Anne Lowe Originals Boutique, opened on Madison Avenue. She would operate the business from 1968 until 1972 when she would retire. And following her retirement, many people in the fashion industry knew who she was, and even Christian Dior cited her as a source of inspiration. Following an extensive illness, Anne passed away at the age of 81 on February 25th, 1981 in Queens, New York, at the home of her adopted daughter. Now, what I will say is that following Anne's passing, it only came to light following her passing the contributions that Anne made to American fashion.